Hi guys! Today we're going to be looking at getting our hair into a wig prep, and we're looking to get it as flat and secure as possible. So we start off with brushing the hair. You want to make sure you get all the tangles out and get it nice and even and smooth. And then you want to separate the hair down the middle. It doesn't have to be exact, just sort of roughly. Doesn't matter if your hair is dirty or greasy, it actually helps with the grip. If you need a little extra help with that from clean hair, then just go in with some water or hairspray. Now we're just quickly looking at what a bad pin curl looks like. So you don't want to be twisting the hair in on itself or coiling it, because you want it to sit as flat as possible. So taking a small section at the top of your hairline, you are going to wrap your hair flat around 2 fingers, and you're wanting to keep it as flat as possible even as you wrap it on top of itself. And then you're going to want to bring it back from the front of your hairline and twist it into place. Now we're not looking for a perfect shape here. We're looking to get the pins in, and that's at least 2 bobby pins, in securely. So we want the hair to be in place and not budging. We're not necessarily about it feeling hard. So you don't want the hair itself to feel hard the way it would if it was coiled up. You actually want it, when you wiggle it with your fingers, so pressing your fingers against it and moving it around, you want to be able to see your skin moving. You can see here when we do the same thing with the bad prep, only the hair moves. You're wanting it to be secure in a way that you know that anything you pin into it is not going to budge. So we're just going to do the same with 2 sections, one above each ear. Again, just wrapping the hair around the finger and pressing it against the head. Now the trick here when you're doing that is you'll see me keeping a finger right underneath the wrapped section. Now what I'm doing there is keeping tension on the hair. So you will see it again in this section after I've brushed it out. By keeping tension on the hair when I'm fiddling it into place, I'm actually keeping the security that we're looking for in the hair. So remember how we saw in the bad prep, in the bad pin curl, how the hair moved around but nothing else did, whereas with the good pin curl, the roots were making the skin move around. That's because we had everything securely and the tension right in the hair. And just as a reminder, we don't want the pins crossing. If you cross the pins at any point, it's just going to create more bulk and height in the hair, which we're trying to avoid. Having the pins parallel is your best bet. So that can be right next to each other or slightly apart, but you're wanting them parallel. Now I'm just clipping some hair out of the way so that I can do the same pin curling at the base of my neck as I've done to the tops of my hairline. So just quickly pin curling the exact same method, wrapping the hair around the fingers and then securely pinning in place. And when I'm pinning, I'm kind of wiggle it through so I don't catch all the hair, but I'm weaving it through so I'm getting a secure grip on the hair. Now taking the hair out, I'm just taking 2 more sections sort of behind and between the top 4 sets of pin curls, and this is just creating another anchor point. Depending on the hairstyle of your wig will depend on how secure this pin curl set is, or whether you're just trying to get rid of some hair. Which is essentially what I'm doing with this plait here and the plait that I'll do on the other side. I'm basically just trying to get rid of excess hair. I'm not really using this as a security point. I'm just trying to get rid of the hair so that it's not creating any excess bulk under the wig. Now, when I keep saying excess bulk, I'm just talking about trying to make the wig look as natural and real as possible. We don't want to look like we've got a huge thing on our head. Speaking of things in our head, here is the wig cap. This is a more traditional netted wig cap. I personally do prefer a stocking cap, which isn't this. So you want to make sure you tuck all the hair underneath, all the little stray hairs, and then you want to pin it into place. Now you want to make sure you catch the edge of the wig cap with the pin and then pin it into the pin curl. This is why we want pin curls, because they create an anchor that'll make sure the wig cap doesn't slip back. And you want to make sure that you pin your wig cap into all the pin curls around the circumference of your hair. And then you want to take that sort of knobbly bit on top of the wig cap and pin it into place. If you don't pin this securely into place, you're going to get your wig slipping about on top of your head. So once you've got your hair as flat as possible against your head and your wig cap on securely, you're going to get the wig on. So you want to find the kind of, I like to call them sideburn points, but the points of your wig that sit right above and in front of your ears. And you want to use that as your guide to where your wig should be placed. It's the easiest way to figure out where your hairline sits, where the part of your wig is supposed to sit, and how it sits at the base of your neck. Then after it's in place, you want to find where your pin curls are, because that is where you want to be pinning your wig into. So once you find a pin curl, you want to be making sure you're pinning directly into it, and not just the wig into the pin curl. You want to make sure you're pinning through the cage of the wig into the pin curl. You want to try and avoid catching as much hair as possible for two reasons. One, it ruins the style of the wig. Two, it lessens the security of it. And then you want to make sure you're pinning in all 6 pin curls around circumference at least. That is going to give you the most security points. If there is time, and specifically necessity for the style and for any motions you make on stage, you also want to pin into other security points, such as those other 2 pin curls on top of your head, or anywhere else that feels loose, uncomfortable, or not quite as secure. And you can see at the moment I only have 6 pins in, but I can apparently headbang my head as much as I want, and it's not coming off because my wig prep has been done in a way that has made the pinning secure. Here, I'll just quickly take the pins out so you can see what happens without the pins pinning the wig in. Yeah, it comes straight off with just a few shakes of my head, which is fun. So you can see, even with all that movement, the prep hasn't moved, which is great. Okay, so just quickly, this is an extra lazy way of doing prep. I don't recommend this, but if you're in a very tight pinch and you're not doing a lot of movement on stage, sure, this will be fine. So I'm just making 2 very quick anchor points at the top of my head with some twists of my hair and cross-pinning the curls. The reason I'm cross-pinning here is that it's just creating a stronger anchor point. I'm not worried about bulk happening because we're not layering hair on top of each other anyway. I'm then just going to quickly plait my hair and then twist it up so that I can pin it into place. Now, whereas before I'm plaiting the hair to get any excess hair out of the way, here I'm trying to create it to get out of the way, but also to create an anchor point. So like before, I am putting on the wig cap, tucking any excess baby hairs underneath and pinning into place. At the ears, I am just cross pinning with 2 bobby pins on either side, meaning I'm just crossing 2 bobby pins on top of themselves, again to create an anchor point, and pinning into the 2 twists and into the plaits, and then pinning the knobbly bit down. Then I am just pinning into place like I did last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and any more I feel like I need. So at least 6 pins. I personally prefer 8. You can see even now, it honestly doesn't feel as secure as the other one, but it's working for a few shakes of the head. It's working for now. Anyway, hope that helps.